ya, oh ha ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh ha ya, hey ya, ha, hey ya, ha ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh ha ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh ha ya, hey ya, ha, hey ya, ha yo.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Indian Time YouTube channel. I'm your host, Adrian John. This is my co-host, Courtney Parchcorn. And today we got our first movie review. And you know, when you're stuck in quarantine, you got all kinds of movie to watch. But when you run out of stuff to watch, you get stuck with stuff you don't even think is irrelevant, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, we decided to watch a film series. And obviously we love the original, but the rest of them I could care less about. And we are talking about Children of the Corn. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see my friend on top of my hat, that's my corn friend. And our other one right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea why we watched this film.
I have no clue myself.
That's what happens when you've been stuck in quarantine for about 50 years now. Mm-hmm. You start watching stuff that just doesn't matter. But the original does.
Yes, the original does.
Ladies and gentlemen, Children of the Corn is based off a short story by Stephen King. It was first published in 1977, then republished in 1978 as a short story, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, it's about these kids, you know, a part of a cult. They follow this person called He Who Walks Behind the Rose. Not rose as in a rose, not the flower, but rose as in rows of corn, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, they came up with film adaptations for the book, and they have one that's really great and a million that are not. So, we started off with, it's actually a short film. It was made in 1983, and it was Children of the, not Children, it wasn't Children of the Corn, but it was Children of the Corn. It was called Disciples of the Crow, but it was Children of the Corn. But it's really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It leaves you wanting more. I mean, it's a very short film, so...
Yeah, it's only 18 minutes long, without the credits. So, but that's the first adaptation from the book. But then in 1984, that's when we got the original film, the iconic film, Children of the Corn. Okay? Then we went into Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. That was made in 1992, right? I want to get these dates right. And then, that one was great. That one was great too. But then, ladies and gentlemen, we took a turn.
A left turn.
A left turn. A turn for the worst. And we go to 1995 with Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. And then, we kept going. We decided to keep going to 1996. Children of the Corn 4, The Gathering. And they said, hey, let's do it again. So, we made it to Children of the Corn 5, Field of Terror. That was made in 1998. And you know what they said? Let's do it again. So in 1999, they made Children of the Corn 666. So I think it's the sixth film, right?
Yes.
Yes. And that's The Return of Isaac. Then, in 2001, they made another film, Children of the Corn Revelation. And then they decided, we're going to remake this movie. Let's start fresh. And so, they remade this movie in 2009, Children of the Corn, a remake of the original movie. And for me, it was more of a better adaptation.
Yeah, it was a lot closer to the book.
Yeah. And then they decided, you know, this 2009 version was good for what it was. But then they decided something else. They decided that, hey, we're going to go back into Bizarro world and we're going to make Children of the Corn Genesis. We will go into detail about that one in a little bit. And in 2018, they made a sequel to the remake, Children of the Corn Runaway. Okay? And that one was okay.
Yeah.
But what we did, we decided, when we watched Children of the Corn, and we found Children of the Corn, The Final Sacrifice, we decided, well, hey, we're going to watch all of them. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tell you right now, we found most of these online. We are not going to go out of our way to buy these movies on DVD. Maybe the original.
Yeah.
And maybe the remake. But every one of them, we are not going to go out of our way to buy. But we did rank these movies from our best to not so favorite. So we have, 10 films?
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and let you take over.
Okay. As you know, not everybody's the same. Everybody has disagreements. We actually agreed on most of these together. We do have our own rankings, but the first one is actually Children of the Corn, the original. Of course, you gotta have it as your number one. Number 2, we have Children of the Corn 2. Sequel, I believe they go perfectly together.
Mm-hmm.
And then we chose number 3, Isaac's Return. Just because it's more of a structure, and we believe, that could be your trilogy right there.
Yeah.
And it could have just been done.
Yeah, they could have just cut off after that.
Yeah. Then at number 4 we have Children of the Corn, the remake in 2009. Like we said, closer to the book, and a more updated look.
Yeah.
Then we have the Runaway for the sequel of the remake. It was actually pretty good. Like we said, structure, so we have our trilogy and then our remake series. So number 6,
I'm gonna cut you off right here.
Okay.
Number 6 through 10, we shouldn't even have to talk about them. They are so out in left field that we don't even know why they are Children of the Corn movies. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, some of these could have been fine on their own. They just, I don't know about you, but they really should not have the title Children of the Corn.
Yes. Yes. But go ahead and talk about the rankings real quick.
Okay, so back to number 6, we had put Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. Like I said, we'll give you the gruesome details later. Number 7, we had put, my number 7, I had put Children of the Corn, Fields of Terror. At my number 8, I had put Children of the Corn 4, The Gathering. Number 9 is Children of the Corn. Is it Revelations?
Revelation.
I'm about to say Revolution. Forgive me.
Yeah, Revelation.
And then number 10, the worst ranking, Children of the Corn Genesis.
So, with Children of the Corn Genesis, we're not going to go into detail on this, but this is the only movie we had to find on DVD or Blu-ray because we couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah.
So this is one we actually hunted for, but we wanted to give you an honest review, and so we had to watch it. We had to watch it. We had to watch it. With that being said, we lost about 2 hours of our lives. because it was just not great. If it didn't have the Children of the Corn saying with it, or He Who Walks Behind the Rose mentioned once, it wouldn't have been a Children of the Corn movie.
Yeah.
It could have been its own thing, which would have been fine, in my opinion. It would have been fine, but it was a Children of the Corn movie, and I don't know why. But anyway, we talked about the rankings, and we did switch it up a little bit. For me, number 7 was Children of the Corn 4, The Gathering, and at number 8, Children of the Corn 5, Field of Terror. For me, Gathering, I guess it's just because it focused on the kids, and the kids were killing, I guess, and yeah, He Who Walks Behind the Rose wasn't mentioned, and that's a big no-no for me. He needed to be a part of it, or it needed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I just liked how the children were involved. And Field of Terror for me was just terrible. Field of Terror for me was just terrible, and I just couldn't be convinced any otherwise.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we disagree. I only push Fields of Terror up above The Gathering, just because, it did have He Who Walks Behind the Rose. Not saying I did like it. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I watched it. I can't take that back. I'd only push The Gathering down because it did not mention He Who Walks Behind the Rose. And it mainly focused on the boy and the boy's vengeance. So, that was my only disagreement on that.
And finally, we are going to talk about the redheaded stepchild of the whole series, which we have no idea why we put this at the ranking it was. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I have the rankings right here. I have my rankings in front of me, and I still don't understand why I put it this high. I'm giving a film love that I did not like at all. Well, I liked it, but... And we're talking about Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. Okay. The main antagonist, this boy named Eli, it was okay. He was creepy. He was socially awkward, and but let's put it like this. Imagine Children of the Corn and Dangerous Minds, if y'all remember that movie. The school about all the gangster kids and everything like that.
Yeah.
You put those two movies together and you got Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. And so, it was terrible. I mean, Eli was scary. And he was creepy. He had creepy tendencies. But where we were done with the movie was at the climax of the movie. Eli is killed, and He Who Walks Behind the Rose, I believe that's what it is, appears, and it's this giant mutated monster looking thing that's killing all his disciples with corn. But the main protagonist's love interest is trying to stop this thing, and you gotta love 1995. I mean, that was the year of great effects, right?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. So, this mutated thing decides it's gonna grab the love interest of the main protagonist. And it grabs it, and it's pulling it up. So basically this thing is like somebody's hand in a glove that's been painted to look like some sort of tentacle thing. And at first it's like something wraps around the girl, which is fine. But when it starts picking her up, it's like a Barbie doll or something when it's being raised. So it's like you see the thing's legs just moving, and it's basically a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
It's a Barbie doll moving, and we were just like, we're done. We're done. And it was just terrible.
It was very bad, and I'd put it at number 6 on a laughing factor, in which that should not happen at all during a scary movie. But on occasion it does. Like I said, I was shocked. When it came to that scene, I was shocked. I laughed. And then I was annoyed. And I was done.
Yeah.
I was done with it.
If we were to recommend any of the movies, I would say for sure check out Disciples of the Crow, a short film. Look it up on YouTube. Obviously, Children of the Corn, the original movie, you gotta have it in your collection. Whether you like it or not, you gotta have it in your collection. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. If you like the original, I say you would probably like this one. The remake and the sequel to the remake, I would check those out for sure, because they are good for what they are.
Yeah.
And the rest of them, you know.
Well, a couple of these, they are good for what they are. Just don't
expect much.
Yeah, don't expect much, and just pretend and wipe out the Children of the Corn title, because it don't go with the series.
So if you're stuck in quarantine still, just like us, check out Children of the Corn. Yeah. And if you have any suggestions on what we should watch still during quarantine, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment in the comment section. And give us some suggestions. So that's it for this movie review. Hope to do some more pretty soon. Peace easy.
Peace easy.